What's your feeling about friends? You know, I live on the Upper West Side. I met my wife many years ago on the Upper West Side, so I have a lot of gratitude. People actually do meet and marry on the Upper West
They
Side.
do.
So it happens, it happens. So, but you know, when we often fix people up, I'll get the answer, yeah, yeah, I know her. She's great. We're friends. And I say, okay, good. My attitude is like, okay, you're already friends, step one. So what's your feeling on
Uh,
transforming friendships into relationships, romantic
I'm
relationships?
with you. I think that that is a fantastic way to go. And I think that people have to put on a certain lens. They have to look through that friend zone lens, get rid of it, and put on the romantic lens and go, huh, look at that. I like you like me, we get along. Similar interests, similar practices in the world. Wow. Huh. Why didn't we ever do something? Well, I don't want to risk a friendship. Well, I've met
Right.
people that are hotter than you. Well, I think I want something different, but I'm still drawn to somebody like you. I still connect with you, and there's still something that's here. I am a huge fan of
Mhm.
friends, an enormous, enormous fan of friends and friendships. And I love those types of relationships because I agree with you. Step one, a couple has to be and has to have a friendship. If we look at the Sheva Brachas after a couple gets married and all the blessings that we bestow upon them, the last one goes through Gila, Rina, Ditza, Chedva, Ava, Achva, Shalom, Vereut. We go through all of these things, talking about brotherhood and friendship and
Yeah.
peace and the way that we should interact with our person. It's literally a guideline for what we need in a relationship. And friendship is an enormous part of it. Think about how much of a couple's relationship revolves around friendship versus a romantic
Mm.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And but how
Majority
would
of
you but how do you first of all, also in the Sheva bracha, the six brachas, Re'im Ahuvim, we call the couple Re'im, friends, Ahuvim, who are lovers, they're both. But how do you then listen? If someone's not open to it, they're not open to it.
they're not
But
open to
if someone's like a little open to it, but they're like, is there anything, any kind of advice or guidance you can help to help the couple flip
yes.
from, yeah, let me hear.
Okay, number one, they have the internal makings of a great couple. So you don't have to work on the foundational level. We literally have to work on the physical and physiological level of having a desire for the person. So,
Hmm.
what do you like about them? I don't care if they like the shape of their eye, the shape of their ear, the look of their hands. Pick one physical character trait. What do you like? And they're like, oh, I appreciate that their face is symmetrical. Okay, great.
Hmm.
Good. Focus on the face, right? What else do you appreciate about them? Then I find a second thing and a third thing. Great. Um, how difficult would it be
Hmm.
for you to flip from this I'm a friend vibe to I'm willing to give this a shot because maybe there could be something there. I assess it. I would even, for me, a lot of people don't like this, but I would even rank it, on a scale of 1 to 10, right? You've been out with people that you don't like, that's a 1. You've been out with people that you really like, that's a 10, right? So this is a friend,
Hmm.
but they're in the middle. But like, they're not a 5. What are they? A 6, a 7, an 8? Give me like where do they fall on a scale? Or if you were going to try to set them up with your buddy or your best friend, how would you describe them? How would you pitch them? How would you sell them? Then I get them to sell them to somebody else, right? They're telling me about it, but selling them to somebody else. And I'm going, wow, this person sounds great. Wait, why don't you want to date them? Right? So I don't want
Right.
to do the heavy lifting and I don't want to sell them to each other, but I know that they know it and I know that they see it, but usually their answer is, we're friends. It just didn't develop like that. We don't have feelings like that. And I'm with you.
Right.
Not today, but it doesn't mean that you can't, number one. And number two is just because there aren't feelings doesn't like if you don't have feelings, maybe they do, right? You might not be
Mm.
feeling this today, but almost always with close friendships between men and women who are, heterosexual, there's some
Mhm.
interest on one side or the other. So
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
not interested, the other party probably is. And if the other party thinks that they're not interested, you probably have it somewhere there. There's a spark of that interest that's there that's like kindling a fire. And we just need to spark it and keep it going. So I would say go out for an evening date, not a day date. Romance is naturally in the air.
Right.
Go to a
Right.
nice restaurant, a romantic walk in the park, go to the beach. I like sending people, for a walk
Mhm.
on the boardwalk or a walk down the beach, something where the moment and the energy energy is romantic, forget about the couple. The couple doesn't have to be, because the energy of the moment is like that.
Hmm.
And then we use that moment to fuel the connection to see if we could spark something.
Nice. Very, very nice. I was a rabbi before I started MJ, I was a rabbi at OZ. I don't know if you know the Upper West Side. It's
I
on
know.
West
Yeah.
95th. So the rabbi there, he's amazing, Rabbi Alan Schwartz, one of my mentors. He about 500-600 people every Friday night, all singles. It was like,
Yeah.
there's so many friendships in this room. How many of these friendships can be somehow transformed into marriages? Not all of them, but I was one of them, actually. My wife and I were friends before.